Hello and welcome to a new YouTube video of mine. My name is Laura and today I will teach you how to go from this looking at small looking at not glow up before glow up version of myself to this in only 5 mother steps. So let's get right into it. Let's go. So I get a lot of questions on how I elevated my style, how I lost weight, how I got to this point, how did I look for this type of makeup, my style, how did I find myself to be the way I am right now. So I will show you guys in step by step how I did that. We start with number 1, and that is a healthy mind and healthy body. I know it's kind of controversial hearing that from me, that consistently drinks energy drinks, zero drink products, as well as used to smoke cigarettes. And sometimes when I feel really bad and emotionally broken, I fall back to that, but that's another topic. But yeah, you may ask yourself, who the f is this to tell me what to do if she doesn't even live healthy? You don't have to live healthy in every single part of your life, but there's just specific small things that you can do to elevate yourself in that type of manner, which is, for me personally, I used to be obsessed with super sweet drinks like Coke, Fanta, Sprite, and all these things. And you can do that easily if you have an addiction for those, because I 100% have. I switched to zero drinks. 6 of those Cokes a day will probably me at the end of my life, but in the moment they're healthier version of what I used to drink. So if I can choose between super unhealthy and somewhat unhealthy but more healthy than this version, I'll rather take that. So I switched to zero drinks like Coke Zero, Coke Diet, Zero, Red Bull, or whatever, and it just helped me a lot from getting away from sweet drinks, and as well as sweets, like super sweet things like chocolate, sweets, chips, whatever. Those are things you can eat. It's not like I sit here and like, oh yeah, I never eat those things, but because I love them. I really do love them. I have an addiction. I probably should go to a doctor because of that, but like, you know, you can always change those things to like only once or twice a week, trying to like find better alternatives, like trying to eat fruits or vegetables that are like salted. I switched to those, like instead of eating chips, I like to take like broccoli, boil that with a bit of salt and eat that. It's just what I like personally. So those are things you can switch to. And as well, having a healthy body, maybe working out, trying to track calories, go on a diet, or whatever it is to makes you feel better about yourself. It starts with a mindset thingy and then it changes into your body. And I know it's easy for me to say that because I over years had the problem of people telling me that and me being like, yo, I can't change that. Like I physically and emotionally just am not physical proof that you can just tell someone and they will do it. So try to start with those small things, like changing your Coke addiction to a zero Coke addiction. You know, those are little steps by steps that can make those things possible, and 100% trying to make that a mindset, because with discipline you will be able to achieve that. That's why we come into the second point that kind of plays into the last one, is being confident. And for me personally, I always get the question like, oh my god, how are you so confident? Like, what did you do to get so confident? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm fucking not. Okay, I'm fucking not. And yes, people actually ask me that. I am not confident at all. I'm probably gonna be the first one after this video taking off my makeup, going into the bedroom and crying myself to sleep because I'm not confident. But for the last 2.5 years, I've been actually gaslighting myself severely into believing that I'm confident, so that I will be perceived as that. So people will only believe what you show them. So if you go out there and someone insults you and you're like, what do you want from me? I don't give a fuck about you. I'm a bad bitch. So what? At some point they will start believing you, and you will kind of believe yourself even though you don't believe it on the inside. And I feel like that's the first step to being confident. And then at some point it turns into, oh, I actually like myself. Yeah, I'm still working on that. Maybe I'll do like an update in a couple of months, years, centuries, if I actually start believing it. But that was just how I made people start to believe me, that I'm confident, and put on this persona that is still me, but it's just like an elevated version of me. So that's something you should look into 100%. It has to do also with just, you can be in a surrounding, as me being a pretty introverted person, but I can sit there in a room full of people and pretend like I'm the most extroverted person on this planet, but on the inside it screams just like, mama, I want to go home, I don't want to be here, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. But don't show that to people. Just don't show it to them, and then you will be perceived a certain way, and at some point you will look at yourself that sort of way. And we all know we love confident people, people that are secure about themselves, their looks, their mental states, and whatever. You will be viewed as that way, and these people just in society overall are just accepted more. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be humble in a way of if someone comes up to you and says like, oh yeah, that behavior isn't cool, that look is maybe not the best or whatever, that you can take it in as constructive criticism. But overall, if someone hates on you, if you go into a new setting, a new school, a new workplace, and you're like, oh my God, what do these people think about me? They will not think, actually. Just think about it this way. You walk down the street probably today, yesterday, or the last couple of weeks. If you're a gamer, you probably didn't. But yeah, if you just walk down the street, just tell me in detail, what do you remember about these people on the streets? Probably nothing. Because you don't give a fuck. So don't think that everyone gives a fuck about you. You are maybe the main protagonist, the main person, the main persona in your life, but not in everyone else's life. So stop thinking you are. Humble yourself and mind your own business. With that being said, that plays into our third point, that is perceiving myself as a bit more confident, making myself look more confident. And that is probably with finding your own style, your own kind of vibe, your own kind of look, to go from this e-girl looking ass to looking like this. I kind of did that with trying on clothing. I know nowadays, bro, shit is expensive. So I cannot buy a whole new closet and then halfway through find out that it's not my style. So what you can do, which is super easy, just take an amount of money, maybe after Christmas, maybe after a good work month or whatever, buy clothing, try them on, see if this is your style, this is your vibe. If it's not, just send it back and try a new style. And how can I find these styles? Online. My favorite website for that is Pinterest. I'm not sponsored by them. Please sponsor me. I really love you guys. But yeah, I find everything on there. So that's a big yes for me. If you need specific websites, specific brandings to find the kind of style that I wear, I have a video. I have a video on that, so if you want to check that out, you can. I listed some brands that I use there, so check that out. Style is a big thing, as well as hairstyle. So I personally have currently black hair. I've been rocking the black hair look for like round about 2 years now. The reason why I actually got black hair is because a guy told me in 11th grade. I used to go to school with that guy for I think 6 or 7 years, and he came up to me right before I left that school and he was like, Laura, I never noticed that you had blue eyes. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And he was like, since when do you have blue eyes? Since birth? I don't know. And genetically seen since birth. And he was like, oh yeah, I never noticed. I thought you had brown eyes. And that kind of showed me like people don't perceive those little details in me, which made me really sad. So I went online on Google and I looked up, how can I make my blue eyes look out more? How can I make myself be more view detailed? I started off with some really weird makeup trends. Couldn't recommend that. I look like a clown. I just like paint my eyes pink and then like just go out like that. No eyebrows, no nothing, just like pink eyeshadow around my eyes. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, at some point the Snow White story came up and I was like, yo, I am pale as like I'm white as from the mountains of Caucasus. Like I'm the color white. Online was like, you know what, to make yourself look more elegant and to make your blue eyes pop more, you should wear eyeliner and black hair. And I was like, that sounds correct. And I did it, and since then I've received way more compliments about my eyes. So maybe that's a go-to. So maybe take yourself on Google, our favorite website over here, and just find yourself a good hairstyle, a good hair color, or something that you like. Also, a lot of people have been asking about my hairstyle, and I don't know. I think that's called wispy bangs to the side. Don't know if that's an actual thing. I just made that up actually because I cut my own hair, but like, yeah, that's what you can ask for at your professional hairstylist. So from that point on, from style to like kind of a hairstyle, we go into our fourth point, which would be makeup. A lot of people a lot of times ask me like, oh, Laura, how did you learn doing your makeup like this? Because my makeup used to look like this. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. Yeah, it's really bad. It's what's that nose contour? What's that nose contour? But yeah, I went from this makeup style to this makeup style, and how I got to there is basically the last 5 years I've been really into trying to find my own kind of makeup style. And I feel like the way I found this makeup style for me was personally just looking at stars. I found that like I think a couple of years ago on TikTok that someone was like mentioning looking at other people that have something that you like that look alike like you, that look a lot like you, and then just copying what they have and kind of make it to your own thing. So that's what I did. I started to look at people that maybe had the same face shape as me, people that had the same nose as me, the same eyebrows as me, the same eye shapes as me, and then kind of like went with that and like combined everything over the years, and nowadays I look like this. Yeah, I would always suggest people go online, look at people that look without makeup, of course, like you, and then kind of look what they do with their makeup if you like their makeup version of them, and then copy something of that and like put it together like little puzzle pieces until you have your own kind of full puzzle piece. That's how I personally found my makeup set, and also with trying a lot of things. I used to sit in my place in my home for like until 4 or 5 in the morning just doing my makeup and being like, oh, this looks fucked, this looks nice, this is like you have to try it out. You will have to do it a lot of times, hundreds of times, thousands of times until you kind of get there, but it will like work out at some certain point, so you should go for that. Also, playing in with makeup, I would say, is like tattoos, because I feel like at some point makeup, especially because I have my eyebrows microbladed and I have my lips done because I like, oh yes, Queen Pussy Boss, Kylie Jenner, who? Yeah, I just love it because I always draw my eyebrows on. I have like blonde eyebrows, so I was like, you know what? Let me just get them microbladed because there's no motherfucking reason to draw them on every single day. And my lips were just like fucking not there. Like they were non-existent. I just got them done and now I look like this. They're not overdone. They're just like a little plump, you know? So I really like that. And also with that type of body modification comes like tattoos, piercings and stuff like that. And I'm not implying that you should get tattoos, heavily pierced or whatever, but it's just kind of a thing that makes you yourself, the same way your hairstyle, your hair color, your makeup style kind of makes it a you thing. So these type of things are also something like nails. Doing your nails a certain way is also something that plays into your own kind of style. So I would look into that. You can always draw stuff on, find your own confidence in that. And for me personally, the reason why I'm so confident about my tattoo specifically is because I had a traumatic situation in my life where I got assaulted, and I always felt without clothing or even with clothing on, I still felt so naked that I would always like cover up until you couldn't see a damn fucking piece of skin. And even in summer when it was like super hot, I would always wear like jacket until here just because I didn't want people to look at me. I feel like in some sort of way tattoos have gotten me into this kind of feeling of having a suit on my body. So even if I'm completely naked or like in a pool area or something and having almost to no clothing on, I still feel kind of covered because of my tattoos. And that just played into kind of my artistic love, but also my confidence. So that's something maybe you should look into. Maybe that's something you were already looking into. Or you don't even have to tattoo yourself. There's always ways like henna. There's fake tattoos you can stick on. And nowadays there's even some brands that do like tattoos that hold for a couple of days until weeks until they disappear. So maybe that's something you should look into before getting a temporary tattoo. That's something that played into me, and I'm actually thinking about getting a piercing in my mouth, but we'll see about that because they told me that it could like ruin my teeth, and I don't want that to happen because my teeth were like really expensive because I had like crooked teeth and then I had to get like braces, and nowadays my teeth are really nice, so I don't want to fuck them up. So like, yeah, whoa, I'm so fucking cringe. Like, what the fuck? Next. And last but not least, point number 5, I would say, is empowerment and kind of educational, which is just more a serious topic than the other ones. Because like with style, hairstyle, makeup, tattoos, and how you perceive yourself with other people is one thing, but a deep inner thing is super important. And I feel like if you have your own kind of mindset, your own educational purposes and goals you want to achieve, or like things that just have to do with hobbies that make you as like a personality that can be brought out there, that is interesting, I feel like that has a big part in having a glow up. Because for a long time, especially in this time frame, I didn't really know where I was gonna go, who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be. And I feel like by finding out that, I found a security within myself and in my friend group, because I would always like put people around me that would praise me and like just like elevate me, instead of searching people that actually fit emotionally to me and would just be there for me regardless of what I was going through. Throwing away a fake personality and finding your own kind of thing is super important. And also, if you have like a hobby, you have an amazing education or whatever, like, bro, that makes you so attractive. And I could sit here now and be like, oh yeah, you know what? Go through a heartbreak and then you're gonna have a glow up. That will probably happen if you get fucked up emotionally. A lot of times you go through a glow up, but that's like a really unhealthy way to glow up. And these type of 5 tips that I gave you are kind of tips that I consciously could change about myself. As I'm saying, you don't have to change yourself or your looks if you're confident in them already. And if you just need some glow up tips, there's always like little things you can change, like skincare routine, healthcare, like stuff you take care of yourself, like brushing your teeth, going regularly, showering, using the right hair product, using the right skincare product, or whatever that you can change that don't really change you as a personal whole if you're already fine with that. But I know that there's a lot of girls especially, or also men, that are out there that are just struggling with finding themselves, and that kind of is putting a barricade in front of them to like find their being or their meaning in life or just their confidence. So hopefully I could help with that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to leave a hate comment. I'm really sexy, and that's such a hard burden, you know? No, actually, I'm just faking all of that. I'm just talking a bunch of crap. But yeah, you are cool as fuck. You can be cool as fuck. You are the best motherfucking version of yourself if you have that mindset of that. So do that. We're gonna see each other soon. And if you hate on me for my old cringe TikToks or old pictures of me, you're blocked!